Hey, SHOVELHEADFFEJ. Out in the Shovelhead shed. I'm taking off this carburetor, going to rebuild it. No sense in really me filming it. I do have a video on how to rebuild these carburetors, but I'll just fast forward all this stuff. In the meantime, if you're wondering, hey, are you wearing the same clothes you did in the last video? Yes and no. Same clothes, different day. I washed them. That's how we roll down here. Anyway, can you believe it? Look, I'm in a long sleeve shirt, man. We had a cold frost come through Florida. I mean, cold front come through Florida. It was 66 degrees. Actually, it was like 64 when I woke up, and I was like, holy mackerel, man. It was cold. So anyway, I was editing the video that you're fixing to see on this motorcycle right here. And I wanted to first say, listen, we got new subscribers, so we're having a raffle for a giveaway bike. It's a 2007 1200 Sportster for $25. Go to shovelheadfej.com. And if you'll just look at the rules and all that stuff, buy a ticket. Of course, when you're right there, if you'll get some merchandise. I like the long sleeve shirt because it's winter time. And we do appreciate you guys supporting the channel the way you do. And I was thinking as I'm editing this video, I'm like, man, you know, there are some, and I'm not saying I'm not in that club, but it's like, man, there's some really crappy channels out here, motorcycle channels. It's like all feel good, and you know, it's like, man. But you run across a couple really good channels, at least that are good channels for me. And so I mentioned one a few back, and I failed to mention two of the other ones that I really do enjoy. Old school bikers. There's no fluff. There's no special effects, no special music or anything else. It's just motorcycles, man. Old school motorcycles. It's just old school motorcycles. And it's Hippie's Chopper Corner and Slickhead's Custom Cycles. I'll put the little thing down there. Hippie's Chopper Corner and Slickhead's Custom Cycles. Great channels that I enjoy. You might watch them and think they suck. Whatever, man. You know, to each his own. I think they're great channels. Definitely old school stuff, old school biker stuff, flathead, shovelhead. Panheads and stuff like that, and these guys are a wealth of information. They build some awesome bikes. They have some, you know, their garages are, you know, little sheds, but man, what they're able to do, and it's almost embarrassing of what I have, and I suck. So anyway, that's it. We're gonna get on with the video. Appreciate you watching. Of course, got the long sleeve shirts in. We re-upped on all of our merchandise at shovelheadfej.com. And get a ticket. We're coming close to selling out the all the tickets for the raffle bike, and then we can get started with the Shovelheads. This one may be a giveaway bike, or I just may put it on our site for sale. I have one particular guy that's been every single time, and you know who you are, been wanting to buy the bike. So anyway, on with the video. All right, peace, man. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to listening to my Allman Brothers band, because the copyrighted music, I can't play it. So anyway, putting my headphones in. You guys just get to tag along. I think I mentioned I have a video on how to do this already. Alright, I'm going to strip this down. Where you at? I'm going to strip this down. I mean, this is stripped down. I'm gonna now dunk it in the tank for about 20 minutes. All right, I'm gonna let that soak. I don't know if I'm hollering at you or what. I'm gonna let that soak for 20 minutes-ish. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Not too long. It's aluminum, and it will mess up the aluminum. I'll get all that crud and all that stuff out of there, and then I'll put it back together. I already have a kit to put it back together. I make sure that I always have a couple. If you have S&S carbs, man, whether it's E or whatever, make sure you have a kit or two. Always have a kit. A rebuild kit ready, because I mean, they're great carburetors and all that stuff, but I seem like, man, if you let them set up at all, they turn to trash. One of the best things I ever found, and I've said it on the where I show you how to rebuild these carburetors. Anyway, I'll put a link in the description, because some people just don't want to look for things. But anyway, a lot of these. There's a lot of holes, little orifices that you have to make sure they're cleaned out. And one of the best things I ever found, I don't know if you can see it or not, is these are guitar strings from one of my guitars, old guitar strings, and they seem to fit every single hole on an S&S carburetor perfectly. So I use that. In fact, I've had, man, these strings are 15 years old, I think. Took me a minute to find them. I let Chopper Rod use them, and Chopper Rod, when he cleaned out his carburetor, I couldn't find the dang things. But anyway, that's what you do, is you clean out these little orifices. I don't know if you can see it. You know, there's just little tiny holes all through the jets and stuff like that. You want to make sure that they're clean. Damn sure don't want them clogged. And this crap gas that we're using, it'll clog it. It's just, man, if you just let it sit for a very short period of time, it becomes shellac, enamel, whatever they want to call it. I call it high fructose fuel. What it's doing to the carburetors and to the fuel pumps, it's the same thing that's doing to your it's the same thing of what it's doing to your arteries and your heart. And that's why I don't drink that crap. And that's why I look so damn good at even an old age as mine. Anyway, they're all clean. Everything is good. Everything is. I just like to make 100% sure. Just run it through there. And that's it. All right. I'm gonna play music. I know one of my videos I mentioned it. First of all, a lot of you guys, if you're working on shovel heads, you've got to listen to the music. You have to play the music of the era that motorcycle was built in. I think a lot of guys that can't get shovel heads to run right is they're usually listening to like Harry Casey and the Sunshine Band, you know, disco and stuff like that. No. You either got to listen to the Black Sabbath or some Grand Funk, or definitely the Allman Brothers and stuff like that. I mean, this is a 76, so you know, I went with the Allman Brothers. One of the things I don't think on the video, God, I can't really. Hello, on the video on the other one. This, when you rack on the gas, that opens that accelerator pump. And there's this little small slit right here. A lot of times this gets clogged. That's what gets clogged with the shellac from the crap gas that we use today. So anyway, if you'll take a feeler gauge, usually .15, 152 millimeter or an odd 6, just get in there. It's just big enough to get in there and clean it out, just to make sure that little gap is not gunked up shut. And then take a little bit of carburetor cleaner, clean it in there, which I'm going to put this in the in my tank, the carburetor cleaner. And that's really super important. But the most important thing, shovelheads gotta listen to the right era music. Absolutely, absolutely no disco. If you want a shovelhead that's always gonna run like crap, listen to disco. All right, anyway. You know, I know a lot of guys they'll pish posh. You know, when you're putting these screws in, any screw, I mean, look at the size of this screw and look at the size of this throat. It's a shovelhead, man. It's a frame mounted motor. It rattles. These screws will come loose, and if they come loose, they're headed for that, and that's disaster. You know, just a little bit of blue Loctite, you know, it's a pain in the butt. It's an extra step, whatever. Some people say, nah, you ain't got to do that. I do it, and in fact, I'm pretty sure that S&S recommends that you blue Loctite it, and it's just a little bit of safety, man, and it goes a long way. And yeah, I get it. You know, safety is for sissies and millennials and all the other stuff, but not on this, man. It has happened, and so that's what I suggest. Make sure you put blue Loctite on it. Doesn't have to be a lot. All right, I'm out. Oh, you want it to be removable. Blue Loctite, removable. All right, this is a cold start. It's been about an hour. I mean, everything is nice and cool. Gas is on. Couple primer kits. 2. Ignition is on. That is a One Kick Harley. SHOVELHEADFFEJ.com. Yeehaw! I can't stand that woman. I think she's as fake can be. Look, I want to like everyone, but there's just some fucking people I don't like.